Hi, this is Darren Hall from Bet72.com and welcome along to the first in a new series of videos that we're producing, question and answers, which we've been delighted from the response that we've had. info@bet72.com, get all your questions in. Obviously a busy time at the moment. We're on the final week, the home straight before the Cheltenham Festival, Champions League, obviously Premier League, football going on all over the place, so lots to get stuck into. And the idea here really is just any questions you've got about any of the offers, any of the bookmakers, any of the bonuses, any of the advantage play or strategies that we actually detail on the site or in some of our other videos, and you want some more clarity on those, or just got any sort of questions, just drop them in and we're more than happy to answer them at any point. And the idea is really just to help everyone make a few extra quid, really. So many offers flying around, but you want to maximise these and sort of really make hay while the sun shines, certainly, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to kick off today with a video. I was going to actually make it later in the week, but actually because a particular offer landed today, I thought it was quite prevalent, and we actually had a couple of questions about it already. So I'm just going to cover it here, and it concerns bookmakers offering these crazy sounding price boosts for people to sign up and get new accounts. And on the face of it, reading the headline, these seem an absolute no-brainer, and why wouldn't you want to do it when you're getting some crazy price on something which looks like it's nailed on? But really, is there more value there than if you just did the normal sign-up bonus which the bookmaker had? So I'm going to look at one of these today, and it's BetBright, and I'm not really picking on these because, to be honest, BetBright have been very good in terms of the offers and ongoing offers. They've just launched a brand new Cheltenham one as well, over and above this one we're going to talk about today. So certainly a bookmaker that you do want to have on your radar, and certainly well worth having an account with. But this particularly just highlights the problem with these marketing-led bonus offers which are obviously put out there. I think I was talking to someone about it earlier today, and I said it's almost like they reverse engineer the offers nowadays. So they pick a headline which will be generated in some marketing department, and then they have to shoehorn an offer in around that in order to grab all the headlines. And this has been a wash on social media today, naturally, because the offer we're talking about is 50 to 1 on any horse to win the Supreme Novices Hurdle. First race at Cheltenham. Obviously everyone sets out their stall. A lot of bookies will be targeting this race just to get the maximum amount of publicity. So this is certainly doing that. It's certainly catching the attention, but is it really value? So let's take a look. So we've got the race loaded up here. We're obviously in the anti-post market. So at the moment we're just looking at we've still got a week to go, but we can only view this in terms of where we are today. So obviously the prices could be subject to fluctuation depending on what the actual final racing lineups are within the actual market itself. But if we go with what we've got today, so you can see here we've got a strong favourite in Min, which is priced at 6 to 4 with BetBright. And if we click through to their particular offer, then we can see here that they're offering us 50 to 1 on any horse. So we've got a 6 to 4 favourite there that we can get a 50 to 1. The caveat is, as it always is with these offers, it's a maximum stake, and in this particular point, it is £1. So, but even so, you think, right, well, I'm getting £1 on a 6 to 4 shot here for 50 to 1. So looks certainly quite attractive on the face of it. If we go across onto Betting Exchange, then we can see here at the moment, again, we're in the anti-post market on Betfair. We've got Min here, which is trading at 3.5 to back, 365. It's not, the market's already quite a bit matched, but it's not really properly formed. There's lots of gaps in there, but again, we're just going with what we've got for today. So obviously, if we were interested in doing this offer, and we're not talking about whether that horse is going to win the race. We're not talking about what we fancy or what we're going to do. We're just looking at it purely from a match betting and advantage play point of view. Is this offer any better than the existing one that they've already got, even though this one is grabbing all the headlines? So because we're going to be laying the horse, because we want to lock in some profit, and every horse is being priced the same by the bookmaker, we've got to go for the favourite. We've got to go for the lowest liability that we're locking in with, which is obviously the favourite there, 3.65. So what we do is we go across onto the Bet72 site. We've got the calculator here, which is under our resources section in the help. And if we scroll down to our simple calculator layout, which we've got there. We just fill in the details and let's see how much we could lock in if we took that offer today as it stands. So we're basically going to be betting £1. The odds are 51 because it's 50 to 1, which is 51 in decimal. The exchange lay odds are currently 3.65. And for the purposes of this video, we'll assume our commission rate is 5%. So there we can see if we took that offer today, then we're going to be locking in £12.45, which is a far cry from the 50 to 1, which you would see being bandied about. But this is obviously a way of locking in guaranteed profit, which is going to be available whichever horse actually wins the race. The favourite could hose up, the favourite could disappear in a cloud of smoke. We don't know, but this is a way of actually locking in, and this is what we're talking about, risk-free money here. So there's £12.45. Okay, so let's go across. Let's contrast that now with their offer, which they regularly have, which is a £30 free bet. Still advertised on the site. In fact, when you click onto it, you get the choice which one you're going to go for. So we're happy to get on this one. Reading the small print down here, basically what it's summarising is that it's a maximum of £30 free bet, and you'll get credited to free bet if your first bet with them actually loses. So basically what we're saying is you put on £30 on something. If it wins, fine, job done. If it loses, you're going to get £30 back as a free bet. That's going to be a free bet. The stake's not going to be returned, so we would just cash it out in the normal way. Again, if you're not used to some of these terms because of match betting, lots of other content on the site, videos, and again, drop us a line, we can explain more fully what we're talking about here. But for people who are sort of versed in that, then we're talking about a free bet, stake not returned, which you're going to get back. So what we're going to do, and the beauty of this type of offer is we can jump in and do it now if we wanted to. We haven't got to wait another week till the horse race comes along. We can get on this afternoon's racing, we can get on this evening's football. There's more Champions League action today, championship games, football league programme, so we could be done and dusted almost before we've posted this video up on YouTube. So that would be one advantage straight away, is we can jump on it straight away. But the other advantage will be within the actual extra money that it can potentially generate. So what we're going to do here, I said we can pick anything, but what we're going to do is let's compare sort of apples with apples, if you like, and we're going to go back into the same race. I know this is anti-post and we're dealing with a future here, but if we use this as an example, so what we're looking at is we're looking at putting a bet on. Obviously we want to make sure that if it wins at the bookmaker, we're not losing too much on the exchange, so we still generate some profit. But obviously if it loses at the bookmaker, that we haven't lost all our money, because then when we get our free money back, we still need to make a profit. So that's the general essence of these type of offers. So what we would do in that instant is we would look for a slightly higher priced horse, because we want to generate a little bit more money within the actual transaction itself. That gives us a little bit more to play with, and as long as the odds are close enough, then we can extract a little bit more profit out of it. So I'm looking at this before, and I like the look of this Bouvet there. It's probably pronounced it totally wrong. Just as I say that, the price changes, which is possibly going to mess up the calculations a little bit, but again, it's a very tentative market because there's no money in there. But we'll go with this, see what it brings out. So if we look here on BetBright, then we've got the horse there 7 to 1, so that's decimal of 8. And on the Bet Exchange, we've got well, it's just gone into 9. You could say there's a big gap there. We could go for 8.6 or 8.8 if we wanted to, but if we just go with what's on the screen. So first thing we're going to do is switch that to a free bet stake not return. It's obviously £30 that we're going to have to bet. The bookmaker is offering us 7 to 1 or 8, and the betting exchange is offering us 9. So remember, think back to what our original value was, which was £12.46, I think it was, wasn't it, on Min. So if we go here, if we go with this particular bet, and it's almost sort of, there's two sides to this, if you like. This is sort of our best case scenario. The best case scenario would be that this selection goes on and wins the race, in which case we don't need to get a refund from the bookmaker, because we've actually made Made our money straight away, and there's our profit, £22, £22.30p, call it with a rounding. So that's it, job done, and we're away. We've made £10 more than this fantastic headline offer, which is being broadcast. The second element would be if the horse actually loses, because obviously what will then happen is we will gain £22 in after commission into our Betfair account, but we would have lost £30 with a bookmaker, but that will be returned to us again in the form of a free bet. So in essence, we would repeat the same exercise again in order to cash out. Now, if we had those two together, so if we went through exactly the same process with a second bet, which we would have to do, that would be 22.30 at 22.30, so it's 44.60, which we're gaining, less our £30 originally. So we've got £14.60. So we're effectively still made, even though we've had to bet again, and we're looking at this terrible. No way we would take that difference in odds. We would be looking for a much closer selection than that. But we've still beaten the headline offer, which was offering £12.46 to us. So it's, if we're looking at it purely in monetary and value terms, then the existing offer which they have on the site, which is going to get no coverage at all because it's just going to be there, still beats the big headline which is going out there, and that's just purely because we're using the match betting techniques in order to lock in enough profit. Like I say, we wouldn't normally take an offer as bad as this. We would have the odds matcher software as well, which would find us some even closer matches, but if we make an assumption we could get much closer to that figure, even if it comes into 8.4, then we can see this is nearly up to £24 now. So repeat that exercise twice. That gives us 48, which gives us £18 profit over the top of the £12.50, call it, which we were going to get from the headline offer. So there, I just thought that was a good example and just something. Again, I'm not going into the ins and outs of match betting here, but if we actually looked at that, then again it can show, and all you're going to see now is going to be this offer. And again, I'm not having to go at Betfair, BetBright, because obviously they've got to put something out there. But it's important just to realise that when faced with alternatives, and on the face of that, 50-1 is going to jump out at you straight away. It's always worth just doing a little sanity check. Just run it through the calculator, see where the real value is. Again, that might be value to you because you were going to back something in the race anyway and you don't mind, and you're going to get on and use that, and that's fine, it's up to you. But I'm just talking about purely in value terms. Then use the calculator. It's a free calculator to everyone. If anyone wants a spreadsheet version of this calculator so we can do stuff offline, or just run other figures through themselves on an Excel spreadsheet, then drop us a line again, info@bet72.com. I can send you one of those out as well. But just thought it was quite interesting. Sometimes you have got to just scratch the surface of these headlines, and sometimes all that glitters is it's a bit golden because we can still make some money out of it, but it's not quite golden as some of the other things that are out there. So anyway, food for thought, and we'll be back a little bit later with another video. Okay, speak to you again soon. Bye bye.